Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody's morning is going great. Mine is, and today we're talking about XQC because I have a feeling that there is a decent chance he could be joining the Overwatch League. Whether it's with the LA Gladiators or even San Francisco Shock, which a lot of you guys think is possible now. There's also expansion teams which easily could be giving him offers, so XQC, there's definitely an opportunity for him to join the Overwatch League coming Season 2. Now, we all know he's on his last warning. Blizzard told him if you screw this up, you're not going to be able to play in the World Cup, right? And even worse, if he does screw this up really badly, it could be the end of maybe even XQC and Overwatch, which would be very disappointing. I know everybody here doesn't want to see XQC get banned or just not be able to play Overwatch anymore. That would suck. But despite his pretty bad track record of staying out of trouble, I do believe that he is going to do it this time because it's pretty easy to tell that XQC really wants to compete in the World Cup this year. And if that means staying out of trouble, he's going to bite the bullet and he's not going to do anything crazy. Well, if XQC doesn't screw this up and he starts to do really good, is there a chance that he could join the Overwatch League? And could that possibly be with the Los Angeles Gladiators? I feel like XQC joining the LA Gladiators would be the more likely option. Sure, as I mentioned, there is the San Francisco Shock and expansion teams, which could happen as well, but I'm going to focus on the LA Gladiators for the beginning part of this video, then we'll talk about those other teams. Now, this isn't just like picking at straws, guys. It is possible XQC could end up on the Los Angeles Gladiators, depending on what he does in these upcoming months, so we're going to cover that whole situation. So most of this video is going to be based around XQC and the chances of him joining the Overwatch League and what team. I will cover some small pieces of news at the end of the video, but that's pretty much it. If you guys are excited to watch this and you want to stay updated on all news, anything Overwatch League, please do click the red subscription box, stay updated with notifications on, and now without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this video. Alright, so the best place to begin this video is definitely the World Cup, which is where XQC has a huge opportunity in showing off his skills. We've already seen some players who most of us have never even heard of. Multiple actually being on the Russian team, starting off with Tonic. He was the main tank for Team Russia. Absolutely incredible main tank play in the Overwatch League. This guy's not even a contenders player, and he just proved himself at a high level against Team Finland and Team South Korea, who are filled with insane levels of talent from the Overwatch League. And as I said, he was able to put up a great performance. His positioning was great. He was never overextending and dying early for his team. It seemed like he understood all of the complex level strategies that you need for a Winston player. And then he had all of the little basic things down as well. So Tonic was a great player. He proved himself. I was pleasantly surprised with this play, and I'm pretty positive that the guy is going to get a ton of contenders offers and probably going to get tryouts for expansion teams and maybe even existing teams. Because that's what happens when you have a world-class performance on that stage. During the World Cup, you have so many eyes on you. There's so many opportunities for these young and unknown players in the World Cup. This also happened for Chow on Team Russia. It happened for multiple players on the Japanese team, Hong Kong, even some players over there. And that's what I'm talking about. The World Cup stage literally gives you this huge opportunity where you can prove yourself against some of the best players in the entire world. There's literally no other tournament like it, even contenders, because you don't get to compete against Overwatch League level talent in the contender scene. You only compete against other contenders players. Also, there's so many more viewers, so many more people paying attention to the World Cup. You can turn yourself into a superstar from this tournament. For example, in contenders, you basically only have your region watching you. I do know there is a lot of like Western audience for the Korean contenders. That might be the only exception to this, but still, it's not even close to the magnitude of the World Cup. And that is why this is such a big opportunity for XQC, guys. If he shows up to this USA qualifier and absolutely dumpsters Team USA, he has incredible plays, the casters are hyping him up, he will definitely be getting offers to trial for expansion teams, and I even think, depending on how well it goes, the Gladiators will probably want to give XQC a tryout. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, come on, Michael, he's not going to join the LA Gladiators, they won't give him a chance, he's too much of a problem, he'll cause trouble, blah, 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 blah. No, guys, I think the biggest reason why XQC could have a great chance at joining the LA Gladiators is because he's competing with Sure4 on Team Canada, who is obviously from the LA Gladiators and one of their superstar players. And from watching all of the Team Canada content, like Jane's streams, him talking about the team, Sure4 streams, XQC streams, Team Canada versus Team Australia stream, Jane's YouTube videos where he talks about the team, analyzes VODs and stuff, and you could hear their communication, Sure4 and XQC definitely seem close. They seem like they're pals. So I do think that that if XQC is playing really good, he will be impressing Surefour. And since LA Gladiators are in a situation where they only have one main tank right now, and it's somebody who really didn't play their best when they were starting in stage 1, no offense to iRemix, but it's just true, he didn't play to his best abilities in stage 1, the LA Gladiators are more than likely looking for another main tank. Even if the LA Gladiators expectations going into season 2 are that iRemix is definitely going to be our starter and we think he can be great, there is still a very, very high chance that they'll want to go and pick up a backup main tank. Just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. iRemix could totally underperform again, which I hope he doesn't. I'm rooting for the guy. I love iRemix, but it could happen. I could still see them wanting to pick up a backup main tank. And why not XQC, who is literally playing with one of your best players right now, creating synergy, and if that best player says, oh, he's playing great, I think we should give him a chance, why wouldn't they? The only thing in the way is his past and what he's done, getting banned from the Overwatch League, getting kicked from Dallas Fuel. That's all that stands in XQC's way. And obviously that's a lot. Those are big scary things that Overwatch League teams are going to look at and be like, oh, you know, maybe it's not that worth it. There's a big risk involved. I don't know if we should take it. Because, I mean, look at Dallas Fuel last season. Whenever XQC was on the team, it was very bad. They were underperforming super hard. The team seemed very toxic. And, you know, it just looks bad from the outside looking in. And I get it. I'd be hella scared to put him on my roster for Season 2. Especially if it's my first season, because this could be make or break for you in the Overwatch League. But XQC does have this amazing opportunity with the World Cup to prove to everyone that he can stay out of trouble. That's why this World Cup performance, again, is so damn important for him. He was given a last official warning from Blizzard that if he screws up again, he's done for the World Cup. That means XQC for the next 2-3 months has to stay out of trouble. Yeah, that's a tall task. For someone like XQC who is constantly saying things on his stream that he instantly regrets, 3 months is a very long time without getting in trouble or creating any controversy. So if he is able to do that, he will prove a lot to not only Team Canada, Surefour, LA Gladiators, expansion teams, but most importantly, Blizzard, because I do feel like Blizzard is the biggest thing that is stopping XQC from actually joining the league. So the thing about these expansion teams is that they are directly connected with Blizzard. They literally buy the spot and then they ask Blizzard, all right, what do we do now? Like, can you recommend us coaches? Can you recommend us GMs? Stuff like that. At least that's the case for most of them because they aren't connected to endemic organizations. I know Team Toronto is connected with Splice, so Splice probably will have more knowledge than just a normal team coming in like Atlanta. But that still doesn't mean that Splice isn't going to ask Blizzard for any advice. They definitely will, especially if they do start considering picking up XQC. So since XQC is definitely on the bad side of Blizzard, they're definitely not going to recommend him to any of the teams, and then if the teams do go up to Blizzard and ask about XQC, they'll probably tell them negative things and make the expansion teams think, oh, maybe we should just stay away from this guy. So that is why it's so important for XQC to stay out of trouble here and prove to Blizzard that he can be a good kid. Because if he can somehow just smooth over the issues he had with Blizzard and say, you know, everything's good, I've changed, I really do appreciate all the warnings you guys gave me, you helped me turn around my situation and I want to compete now, Blizzard might give him a second chance and put him on the good side and say, all right, you know, expansion teams, XQC, he's a really good player, he just competed in the World Cup, he was one of the best, Canada went very far. Yeah, he's had a rocky past, but he is a really big brand and he could help out your team, get you some numbers, and he stayed out of trouble the past few months, so it could definitely be worth the risk. So if XQC at all wants to join the Overwatch League, which I think he might a little, especially depending on how well Canada does this season for World Cup, his number one priority needs to be staying out of trouble. He can't make any mistakes. Don't do anything stupid, man. Just stay calm, man. Stay calm, please. We need the juice for season 2. But seriously, if he is able to stay out of trouble, like, that's the only bad thing about XQC, guys. Everything else is great. As I already mentioned a couple times in this video, the promotion he brings for your team is absolutely insane. He's literally the most popular player in Overwatch. He's the most popular. It's no longer Seagull. XQC has overtaken Seagull. Literally having XQC on your team brings 50,000 plus guaranteed die-hard fans. And that's like die-hard, like fans that are going to ride no matter what as long as XQC is on that team. I'm not talking just fans in general of XQC. Like, these are the serious ones. And think about it, guys. 50,000 people that are willing to buy jerseys, merch, hats, all that good stuff. That's huge. Being a brand new Overwatch League team and having that jumpstart would be insane. And that's just guaranteed diehard fans. You get like 100, 200,000 fans just for signing XQC instantly the snap of your fingers. And if you can just somehow keep him out of trouble for the whole entire season of Overwatch League, he'd probably be a pretty damn good player. There's no doubt that when XQC is at his best, he's really good. And that's why I think the Los Angeles Gladiators would definitely be willing to give him a chance, as long as Surefour says, yeah, he was playing great, his communication was awesome, he was a nice guy, and the organization can look at him and say, wow, he hasn't gotten in trouble in 3 months, he performed great in the World Cup, and Surefour, one of our star players right now, is saying that we should give him a chance. Maybe we should. That's the biggest reason why I think XQC has a chance at joining the LA Gladiators. It's just the connection with Surefour on Team Canada. And that's exactly why I don't think he has a chance at joining San Francisco Shock, because nobody on Team Canada is connected to San Francisco, so they won't have any like direct proof that he's actually been staying out of trouble and he's been communicating well, trying very hard for Team Canada. The only thing that can happen is that if Team USA gets absolutely destroyed by XQC and he really just leaves a mark on some of those players, they could go back to their organization, San Francisco Shock, and be like, hey, XQC played so damn good. We only have one main tank. Maybe we want to get a second one. XQC could be an option. If he stays out of trouble, obviously, that's like the number one thing. If XQC gets in trouble again, no Overwatch League or expansion team is going to give him a chance at all. Now, talking about LA Gladiators and San Francisco Shock and what role XQC would actually play on those teams and why I think there's a good chance for him to join LA Gladiators, because I do think for the LA Gladiators that they probably want to take the route with Remix and give him another chance and possibly make him their full-time starter. And I think the best role for XQC going into the Overwatch League would be a bench role. That way he can still continue to stream and eventually maybe slide into a starting position if he starts to show that, you know, I can put streaming aside a little bit and I can also stay out of trouble, so I definitely deserve a starting position or at least a chance to start. But overall, I think it is the smartest thing for him to continue streaming, ease into the Overwatch League as a bench player, take it real slow. There's no need to just jump in and start playing every single game right away for XQC. And also looking at it from like an Overwatch League expansion team perspective, signing XQC just for his name would be like the smartest thing to do ever. So if I was a general manager for say the Atlanta spot, I'd be like, all right, yo, XQC, here's $200,000 a year, sign for my team. You don't have to play at first, but if you do for some reason end up wanting to play and we think it's a good idea, we'll give you some starting time. But literally what we want you to do is just stream under our name, be one of our players, show some love to the organization. You don't even have to show up to practice at first if you don't want to. Just stream, be yourself, do what you're doing, but sign to us and give us all that juice in your fans. Like, that would be a genius play from an expansion team because, as I said earlier, they instantly get all those fans, all those diehard people who are going to support them no matter what. And that's pretty much going to be the video, guys. I covered everything I wanted to talk about. I do clearly think there is a chance that XQC could join the Overwatch League. Now, I don't know what the exact percentage is. Maybe like a 50, 55, 60% chance that he joins, which might be a lot higher than you guys would have originally thought. I just really do think XQC is going to be able to stay out of trouble this time, which is the key thing. Again, I can't emphasize on this enough, guys. XQC has to stay out of trouble. If he screws up during this World Cup run, he might be done forever with Overwatch. But if he can stay out of trouble and prove to everyone, there is a decent shot that Blizzard will just, maybe forgive him, and some Overwatch League teams wouldn't be scared to give him a chance. Obviously, he's just such a big name, and when you're such a huge name and you have all that popularity, teams are going to want to sign you just for that, even if you do come with some trouble, some baggage. So you never know, maybe even if XQC doesn't, clearly stay out of trouble, maybe he says a couple stupid things here and there still might be a chance just because of how big of a name he is, and some expansion teams will be like, yeah, the popularity is too much to pass up on. Our team probably won't even be that good this season, considering 12 other teams have an advantage on us from competing in the first season. So, give me some XQC, give me some of that money. Let's get some sales going for our merch, and we'll focus on moving into Season 3 and being a better team. That's just how I look at it, guys. Be sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys think. Is XQC possibly going to be joining the Overwatch League? I think the odds are in his favor if he stays out of trouble. And that's going to be the video, guys. Do not forget, drop a like on it, and if you want to stay updated on all Overwatch League information, news, stuff like that, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload content every single day, multiple videos. You'll never miss out on anything. And now, guys, thank you for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.